Patrice again. Hey, it's Patrice again. This is another back to school week video, the second video today. It's called What to Expect on the first day of school.
Yeah, but I want to order.
Here is the video. What to expect on the first day. Sorry, ignore all the noise because my family's being really loud. And I had to keep telling them to keep their voices down or to be quiet. So I think my grandfather's laughing because I said that. But yeah. So if you have a kid who's in elementary school or middle school, you don't need to expect homework really, especially if they're in elementary school, because when I was in elementary school, I didn't really get homework. All I had was, the only homework that we had really was for parents to sign an emergency card or sign the handbook. The same thing goes with middle school. Sign the emergency form and the handbook. Sometimes, like if you're maybe like in 7th or 8th grade, like it depends on like what grade your middle school goes up to, like what grade your middle school is, or junior high, whatever. You may get some homework, but you won't get a lot if your kids are in middle school. If you are a high school student, definitely expect getting homework. I know at my high school they did not require us to sign a medical emergency card or fill one out because the school nurse was also the middle school nurse, so she had all of our emergency cards. I think when you're in middle school, you have to really fill one out like your first year, and then you're done. But I know with elementary school, sometimes they'll make you fill it out every time. But I know with me, they didn't have me fill it out every time because it was the same every year. It was only if you had changes, then you had to fill one out again. But yeah. So, elementary school kids don't need to worry about homework. Middle school kids, depending on your grade, and high school kids definitely worry about homework. We all know nobody likes to get homework on the first day of school. Isn't that right? Yep. Also, always be prepared. You'll never know when you're going to need pencils or pens to sign things. I know with high school, you're already starting to take notes. I know sometimes middle school, but mostly high school, they're already starting their lessons and they're already taking notes. So definitely have pens and pencils if you're in high school, and probably middle school if you have a kid in middle school. If you have a kid in elementary school, don't expect a whole lot, really. There's nothing to really expect when you're in elementary school. They basically don't do a whole lot. They basically just get forms and all for the parents to sign, and that's it. And maybe they'll do like an introduction thing. So people will learn their name, will learn that person's name, and that's it. You may need a pencil. Sometimes they'll have you like do an icebreaker writing assignment in class, and that's it. But it's like a few sentences, so it's not a big deal. Another thing to expect is, I know like with elementary schools now, they're doing full-time kindergarten. There used to only be half-day kindergarten and then full-day kindergarten. Now it seems like all elementary schools are doing full-day. If your kid is going into kindergarten, do not expect them to be full-day for the first week, because the first week of school for full-day kindergarten is not full-day. It's half-day for the first week of school. And then the second week of school, they start to go into the full day kindergarten. So all kindergarten on the first week is half day, and then it separates to being half day, full day. But it seems like now schools are breaking away from half day kindergarten and going into full day kindergarten. So expect your kids to, on the first, not just the first day, but the first week, if your child's in kindergarten, don't expect them to be full day that week. You know, expect them to maybe only take the afternoon bus, to only have an afternoon bus. You know, some of the full day kindergartners may be taking the morning bus and then leaving that afternoon. And then some of the kindergartners who are full day may be taking the afternoon bus. So expect your kid on the first week to either be taking the morning or the afternoon bus, one of those two. But then that's if they're full day. Most likely they will be, because it seems like now most public schools do that. But if you go to a private school, then maybe they still have half-day kindergarten. I know it seems like a lot of public schools now don't do half-day kindergarten anymore, which kind of stinks, because they're young and they still have mushy heads. And, you know, a child that small, you know, is going to get really tired. And when kids get tired at that age, I have a cousin who's going into kindergarten, and I know she gets really crabby and doesn't want to learn anything new. So I am just praying that that her small head does not get crabby, does not want to, like, tell her to be crabby. So yeah. And they still do have mushy heads. They may not have mushy heads on the outside, but their brains are still mushy, as I like to say. So don't expect them to be full day the first week. If you are a parent who has a child in middle school, definitely do expect, like, not just handouts, but expect syllabus. A syllabus gives you the details of the course and tells you what they will be learning and what the rules are and all. So expect to sign a syllabus. So you may have to sign it, you may not. All parents and students should expect the students to get a agenda, or as some people call it, an assignment book. Assignment books can be different. I know when I was in elementary school, we had like the big assignment books. We had big assignment books, but we didn't have any like hall passes in there. When I was in middle school, we had the big assignment book. We also had, we had the big assignment book in 6th grade, and then 7th grade through 8th grade, and then 7th grade we had the small assignment book. They all had the hall pass section in there. And then throughout high school, it was a small assignment book with the hall pass thing in there. So expect getting an assignment book, or as they call it now, an agenda. So get one of those. Expect to get one in the school. If you're in college, You have to get your own, but that agenda, you can put stuff like your assignments to remind you, and then events. With the difference with the high school, middle school, and elementary school assignment books is they're strictly for assignments. They make it sound like they're strictly for their homework assignments. College, you can do whatever you want. If you are a high school student, you're going to get a syllabus, but it's most likely not going to need to be signed. Unlike maybe middle school, they'll have to. It depends on the school you go to. Also, in high school, you're allowed to drop and add a class, just like how you are in college. You're allowed to change your schedule on the first week of school, but I think the last time you can change it is the third week of school. I don't know. So high school is to like prepare you for college and the real world, while elementary school and middle school are all to help you prepare for high school. So if you're in college, expect a lot of homework and expect syllabus, of course, and then expect to actually be having a lesson. So definitely take notes. I've seen some college students be very unprepared because they assume like it's going to be like high school, where you're not going to take a whole bunch of notes or have a whole bunch of homework. You'll get a lot of homework in high school, but you don't get as much homework as you do in college. So that is what to expect. Please check back later for the third video. Bye.